Transfer rumors are always a hot topic for fans of any popular team sport, and while volleyball used to focus solely on the games during the season, this year things are different. Club championships are barely past their halfway point, and we've already seen a flood of transfer rumors, many of which are likely to turn into confirmed deals by the end of the season. I keep you updated on potential moves with weekly news updates, but in this video I've decided to gather all the most exciting transfer market news so far, making it easier for you to keep up with all the chaos. As always, let's start with Russia, and specifically with the reigning champions Zenit Kazan. Big changes are coming for this team, and it won't be easy for them to rebuild while staying competitive in their title defense. The headline news, of course, is that Micah Christensen is leaving the club to continue his career in Italian Verona. While Zenit has been in talks with several foreign setters, it seems highly likely that their new setter will be Konstantin Abayev, who is currently playing for Verona this season. Another major update revolves around Dmitry Volkov. He was close to joining Christensen in Italy, but Verona didn't have the budget to handle the Russian outside hitter's contract. Volkov wasn't interested in other offers, so he decided to extend his contract and stay with Zenit Kazan. Rumor has it that Sam Deru will also leave the team, potentially heading to Poland, where he might join either Lublin to pair with Leon or Olsztyn. This would leave Zenit's foreign player slots to be filled by Santiago Danani and Drazen Luburic. The signing of the Argentinian libero, in particular, surprised fans, as they were thrilled with the performance of the young player Ilya Fedorov. However, it seems head coach Alexei Verbov wants to push his young libero with new competition and opportunities for growth. For now, Danani is considered the best receiver in the Russian Super League. As for Drazen Luburic, his arrival suggests that the team is preparing for life after Maxim Mikhailov, who isn't getting any younger. With Kirill Klets leaving the team, it's clear that Zenit doesn't see him as the right fit for the role of backup opposite. The club also reportedly explored deals with Numori Keita and Adis Lagumdia. Lastly, there's news that Andrei Surmachevsky is set to return from his loan at Dynamo Ural, where he's having a fantastic season. What do you think about these changes in Zenit Kazan's lineup? Zenit St. Petersburg is also actively negotiating in the transfer market. Vladimir Alekno is trying to assemble a championship-winning squad, but so far there haven't been any major positive changes for the club. The team has been trying to sign several foreign setters, with the most obvious option being Antoine Brizard, who has played for Zenit before. However, he, along with Kachepa, Gizga and the young star Tizi Walu, decided against continuing their careers in a Russian club. Zenit also tried to bring in several players from Kazan, including Volkov, Volvic and Mikhailov, but this trio has chosen to stay with their current club. For now, the only good news for Zenit is the extension of a contract with Genia Grebenikov, who was not only pursued by Turkish and Polish clubs, but also Zenit Kazan. On the other hand, three stars are definitely leaving the club: Egor Kliuka, who will continue his career at Halkbank, Viktor Poletaev, who is leaving the team but it's still unclear where he'll go, and Ivan Yakovlev, who will join Belgorod. Speaking of Belgorod, this is the biggest transfer news surrounding the club right now. They are currently working on re-signing their foreign players. Al Hachdadi is having his worst season in Russia, and the management hasn't decided yet whether to extend the contract. As for Zhang, next season he'll be participating in the national games in China, meaning he'll miss a significant part of the Russian season, which could be an additional obstacle for renewing his contract. Let's quickly run through some other major transfer rumors in Russia. Luciano Vicentin has received an offer from Dynamo Ural, and Thales and Scanferla have been approached by Dynamo Leningrad region. There hasn't been any more detailed information on these offers yet. Also, Luciano Polonsky might end up in Russia. Dynamo Moscow is hoping to keep their opposite pair, Sapochkov and Sokolov, but for now the Bulgarian is unhappy with the financial terms of the new contract, so negotiations are still ongoing. What's going on in Italy? This used to be a place for a huge influx of stars, but the current financial realities have dramatically changed the market structure. So, in Italy we're going to see more domestic transfers. But there's one player on the transfer market drawing attention, and that's Verona. As I mentioned before, Micah Christensen is joining the club, which means Konstantin Abayev will be leaving. It'd be nice to see the American setter back in the Champions League, but let's be honest, Verona will have a tough time finishing in the top 3 by the end of the current season. Another transfer bomb is the signing of Darlan, who's leaving the Brazilian Championship for the first time in his career. He will replace Numari Keita as the team's opposite, with Keita being the top scorer in the current Superliga season. Verona will try to keep the Malian player to use him as an outside hitter, as they've done in the past 2 seasons. Keita is also being pursued by clubs from Japan and Turkey, with the Wolf Dogs showing the most interest, especially as Abdelaziz will be leaving the team at the end of the season. As for the Italian champions Perugia, the club is happy with its current player lineup, so they're focusing on keeping the team together by re-signing key players. Contracts have already been extended with Gianelli, Plotnitsky, Semenyuk and Russo, and of course with head coach Angelo Lorenzetti. The only potential acquisition for Perugia seems to be strengthening the libero position. They're looking to bring in Gaggini from Monza to pair with Colaci. Trentino doesn't plan on making any big moves either. The main team leaders are already under contract for next season. The only major change could be in the opposite position. Kamil Ryklicki definitely leaving the club. The Luxembourgish opposite might end up at Polish Zaksa, and there are also rumors that Modena is interested in him. To replace Ryklicki at Trentino, Frenchman Théophore will join the team, currently playing for Cisternà. And while Ryklicki's move to Modena might not happen, there's a high chance that Australian libero Luke Perry and probably Luca Porro will join one of the most decorated clubs in Italy. There were rumors that Italian outside hitter Porro would continue his career at Piacenza with his brother, but fate has led him to another club, where he will replace Tommaso Rinaldi, who is off to conquer the Japanese league. Lube Civitanova is also looking to sign a new opposite, since Adis Lagumdzia will continue his career at Fenerbahce. They were considering Italian Yuri Romano, but the club wasn't happy with his financial demands. So, there's a possibility they'll go for Petar Dirlic, who's currently Lagumdzia's backup. Piacenza plans to significantly rejuvenate their squad. Antoine Brizard has already signed a deal with Japan's Bluton for the next season. He will be replaced by Italian setter Paolo Porro, which seems like a promising move. It's likely that Yuri Romano and Robert Landi-Simone will leave the club. It's unclear where they'll go, but it seems they won't be staying at Piacenza. Romano started thinking about a move after the club decided to invest in young Alessandro Bovolenta. Meanwhile, the team has already signed up incoming French central blocker Joris Sedic. To wrap up Italy, let's talk about Milan. As I mentioned earlier, Paolo Porro will be leaving the club. Rumor has it they found a replacement in Fernando Kreling, currently playing for Monza. There's also a chance that French outside hitter Yacine Louati will leave the team. He is expected to either return to Resovia, where he played last season, or move to Olsztyn. As for Matej Kaziski, he might retire at the end of this season. However, the 40-year-old outside hitter has received an offer from Padova. We might get to watch one more season of this volleyball legend. The Polish Plus Liga is becoming more and more attractive to top volleyball players, and there's a lot to discuss. Probably the most active team on the transfer market is Resovia. This club has been trying to build a championship team for a long time and is always very active on the market. Resovia has shown interest in several players, including Clevenot, Huber and Bolonch. However, 2 of them have already chosen other clubs, and Norbert hasn't decided where to continue his career yet. What do we know about Resovia right now? It seems almost certain that Marcin Janusz, Artur Szalpuk, Karol Butryn and Mateusz Poręba will join the club. Also, there are rumors that Yacine Louati has already agreed to terms with the team, making his transfer highly probable. As for Bartosz Bednosz, it seems he's interested in moving to the Polish capital, where Project Warsaw is based. In addition to Kevin Thiele, Canadian Brendan Coppers, currently playing for Benzin, could join him. Bolonch will definitely leave the club, so Project Warsaw is likely to make Linus Weber their main opposite. Furthermore, they are in talks with Norbert Huber, which could see 2 central players of the Polish national team playing together. The current Polish Cup and Super Cup champions are also actively working on the transfer market. With Karol Butryn leaving, the club needed a replacement, and they chose Bartłomiej Bolonch. It's definitely not the worst option. Losing Luke Perry seemed like a serious blow, but the team from Zawiercie found a worthy replacement in Jakub Popiłczak, which significantly strengthens their position. With long-term contracts signed with key players, Aileron certainly hasn't gotten weaker. What they can show next season we'll find out soon. As for the current Polish champions, I can't even imagine what awaits them. Yes, the club has managed to extend contracts with Toniutti, Kaczmarek and Breme. But unfortunately, three key figures from the squad, Fornal, Huber and Popielchak, will definitely leave. There's also a possibility that outside hitters Vicentin and Karl will change clubs. Despite all this, Jaszewski has yet to make any big signings. Maybe I'm missing something, but it seems unlikely that the team will compete for top spots next season. I recently started following the Plus Liga, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments. Now, let's quickly go through some other interesting moves in the Polish Championship. As I mentioned earlier, Kamil Ryklicki might join Zaksa to replace Bartosz Kurek. The Polish captain will definitely leave the team, but his new club is still unknown. Also, in Zaksa, Quinn Isaacson will replace Marcin Janusz. In Skra, Alan Souza has been signed, as he decided to return to the Polish league after playing in Japan. Kujundžić will leave the team to play for Jaszewski, and he will be replaced by Kitsygoi from Zaksa. Last season, Japan dominated the transfer market, but now it's Turkey making a big impact. In this part of the video, I want to quickly run through some of the most exciting news coming out of the Turkish league right now. Ziraat is showing serious international ambitions. The Turkish giant managed to keep the best volleyball player of 2024, Trevor Kleveno, and also strengthened the team by signing two superstars, Tomasz Fornal and Nimir Abdelaziz. With such signings, it's unlikely that Matt Anderson will stay with the team for the next season. Teams like Fenerbahce and Monza are interested in him, but if the Italian club is relegated to the second division, his chances of moving there significantly decrease. Fenerbahce is also keeping up. The club signed Ervin Ngapet for a season and a half and is ready to add Turkish star Adis Lagumca after his extended tour in Italy. The contract with Fabian Dizga has also been extended. Current team leader Drazen Lubric will continue his career at Zenit Kazan. Galatasaray is starting to strengthen its position. The club has agreed with American outside hitter Tomasz Jeschke for the upcoming season. Amid these changes, Halkbank seems less active in the market. There are rumors that the club might re-sign Leal, who joined them after leaving Lokomotiv. It's also possible that the rumors about Yegor Kliuka moving to Turkey could be true, and the Russian player might indeed join the Turkish league. I hope Kliuka has resolved at least some of his health issues and will be ready to continue delighting us with his play. It's likely that to secure a good contract, he's putting in all his effort, like athletes often do in a contract year, similar to the NBA. Quick update on Japan. There aren't too many big names for now. Sunbirds is trying to keep Alexander Sluka, who has drawn interest from Turkish and Polish clubs. Financially, Turkey has the advantage here. The signing of Antoine Brizard by Bluteon seems odd to me. The club is losing a top foreign outside hitter but is bringing in a foreign setter, although they didn't have issues at that position. We'll see how it plays out. Wolf Dogs will definitely lose Abdelaziz, who will continue his career at Turkish Ziraat. The Japanese club is actively trying to sign Numori Keita, but his transfer is not guaranteed yet. The Japanese championship will also lose Francesco Recine Allen and possibly Luciano Polonsky. I hope I've covered the most interesting transfers. If I've missed anything, feel free to add it to the video's comments. I also look forward to your feedback. Which transfers seem the craziest to you? And which volleyball player would you like to see in your favorite club? This was Nick. Love what you do, and you will definitely succeed. See you soon. Bye.